one person can really, kind of stomach the financial hit to both buy 4 acres in town and also build a house on it. So I kind of came to grips with this earlier in the fall, and I decided to market it as 2 separate parcels. And in sort of a front parcel with a lot of road frontage on Birchwood and a back parcel. And because this really kind of seemed the only practical way that this would ever really be developed. And lo and behold, after a couple days of it being available for 50 years, within a couple days of listing it as 2 parcels, I got an offer. And I have an offer from a couple that is contingent upon getting this variance we're going to talk about. What the variance deals with is, in that district, R1, there's a minimum requirement of 75 feet of road frontage. And like I said, I have 174 feet there, but just kind of the nature of the neighborhood and the character of the neighborhood, it would be a little much to kind of jam 2 houses into that 174 feet. And it would kind of be a shame because there's really nice acreage in the back. And if you look at the first page of what I gave you in the handout here, just the survey map, out back here as you work your way to the ATV trail, kind of like right in the middle where that asterisk is, the red asterisk, that's a nice buildable area up there. So just kind of naturally, aesthetically for the neighborhood, it would be, in my opinion, less congested and better aesthetically to put 1 house in the front on approximately 1 acre and really have the other house in the back. And to have that other house in the back, I'm proposing that I keep 30 feet of road frontage on Birchwood Terrace, which is primarily just to facilitate a driveway. And so the way my contract is written up is that 174 feet on Birchwood, 144 of it would go to the buyer of the front parcel, which is depicted on the second page here. It's depicted as parcel number 1. It's that small parcel. It's about 1 acre in size. It's shaped a little bit like Oklahoma maybe. And 30 feet would remain with the bigger parcel 2 just to get you out back into parcel 2. And really, presumably, someday, hopefully, a house will be built on parcel 2, and it would mostly not be visible from Birchwood Terrace. Perhaps a little bit would be. But if you flip to page 3, you can see the picture of what that 30-foot driveway looks like right now. We've taken some effort to kind of rough it out and cut down the trees there. And back where that big tree, right in the middle of it is that big pine tree in the middle, that's about at the point where that asterisk is. It starts to get back there into parcel 2. And, the good news is that the neighborhood's got some activity. If you go to the next page, you can see that just to the north and left, Gary Fitz just bought the 2 corner lots, and he's cleared that out, and he's ready to put a house on there in the spring. So it doesn't really harm him. In fact, I think it helps him. I think he'd rather have 1 house right next to him than 2 jammed in there. And then if you go to the next page, a couple by the name of Holland have taken ownership of that lot to the south of me, and they cleared that out, and they're contemplating building in the spring as well. So that last picture, I believe it's page 5, that kind of shows you that there's not a lot of room between Gary's lot and this Holland lot, the 174 feet. It would be a little much to want to jam 2 houses in there, and probably better for everybody to put 1 in the front and 1 in the back as we're proposing. And finally, the last 2 pages of this packet, you have really two renditions. One would be if there was no one would be keeping by the rules and maintaining 75 feet of road frontage for the big parcel, which you can see on the, it's kind of labeled as the driveway, and you can see the 78.77 feet. And the buyer, in this case, would take 95 feet. So we both have the minimum frontage, but it would be kind of awkward, and he really couldn't jam a house in there without putting it right up against the, within 15 feet of his neighbors. And I think that's against the rules too. So either way, it just isn't real practical the way it's laid out, and that's kind of why it's been there for 50 years. And hopefully this proposal, gets a couple of houses in Pittsfield that are paying taxes, and it doesn't, aesthetically it's not an issue either, hopefully. So I'll pause there.
Does anybody have any questions from Kyle at this time, or?
I have a curiosity, just curious. On one of them, it shows that snowmobile trail through there. Is that in there by any chance?
The snowmobile.
I think it does. I think I saw it from the old first page.
Yep, the first page, all the way to the right, is the old Main Central Railroad bed. That is the snowmobile trail.
You know, I don't do it anymore, but I'm just curious because I saw it. What years ago? Thank you.
Yep.
I should ask if there are any opponents, but I don't believe there are any here right now. With that, I will close the public hearing portion of the meeting and move on. As we know, we have to go down through the checklist. Which would be on page 4 or 5 of the packet that we presented. We'll start with A. The need for a variance is due to the unique circumstances of the property and not to the general condition of the neighborhood. Do I bother to read his remarks, Steve, or do we just discuss them?
You can do what you want to do.
Well, we can all see what he's got wrote. Now's the time to ask questions or make a motion.
I have a question for Steve, basically. Now, this was the same parcel of land that we dealt with a couple of years ago, right?
It is, yeah.
Now, wasn't there a road involved in there that was going to go back to the landowner within a year or two?
It went back as of when it was approved at that meeting.
Okay.
One question, and then just in reading through this and trying to get up to speed on this, I looked through all the ordinances I could find. In the state ordinance, it says that we can't do this if there's a note anywhere that says the appeals board doesn't have the authority to change frontage. I couldn't find anywhere that it said we did or didn't.
I can show you that right now.
Okay, so we can?
Yeah.
Okay, then that's all I need. I can dig it out, but I couldn't find it online.
It's in chapter 13.
Yeah. But it says, the state ordinance says it's good either way as long as you say it's either way. As long as our ordinance doesn't say we can't. And I didn't find it.
There's variance appeals. To authorize the variance upon appeal within the limits set forth in this ordinance. Variances may be granted by the planning board for restrictions imposed by this ordinance on frontage, lot size, structure height, percentage of lot coverage, and setback requirements.
Okay. I was looking for it to be under frontage somewhere, and I couldn't find it under that. So that's the only question I had as far as that goes.
Any more discussion? I'll entertain a motion.
I make a motion, we accept A.
Second. Seconded by Andy. Any discussion? Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? A passes. B, the granting of a variance will not produce an undesirable change in the character of the neighborhood and will not unreasonably detrimentally affect the use or market value of abutting properties. Yeah, we can reply. This variance will increase the market value of the abutting property. Any questions or comments?
I'm no real estate guru, but it's gonna give, if you put two houses in there, that's gonna be worse than having the one on the road, right? I don't know, I'm not a real estate guy, but,
Well, you could actually have two on the road, because you only need 75.
that's what I mean, if you divided the lot to go to two, the lots get small, the houses get closed, I would say that would adversely affect the real estate, no? I'm not a real estate guy, but I'm just trying to logically look at it.
That's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah.
So I'll entertain a motion.
Move we accept B.
Second.
Seconded by Andy. Discussion. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? C, the practical difficulty is not the result of action taken by the petitioner or a prior owner. And any discussion? Who would like to make a motion?
I'll make a motion, accept it, C.
I'll second it.
Wait a second, there we go. It was Andy.
With Andy.
Yeah.
Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes. D, no other feasible alternative to a variance is available to the petitioner. Answer, true. This lot has sat unbuilt upon for decades, partly due to this standard.
I don't see another solution myself.
Well, I feel this is the best solution of
Yeah.
what we have on
Right.
the table. So Alan, would you like to make a motion?
Yeah, move we accept D.
I'll second it.
The motion is seconded. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passed. E, the granting of a variance will not unreasonably adversely affect the natural environment. This will also make aesthetics better by not jamming houses close together. Discussion, questions? Motion,
Move we accept E.
Second it.
seconded by Dave. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Dave
Aye.
second. Who was the, motion?
Al.
Alan?
Alan motion.
Pat, with these bands on, the hill.
That was E. F, the property is not located in whole or in part within shoreland areas as described in Title 838, subsection 435. And I think we all know that is true.
Move we accept F.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
No, let Alan do it.
Move we accept F.
I was just gonna, accept that. Second.
Okay, we got a motion, we got a second. Any discussion? Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass. Okay, so with that is it, okay. Your variance has been granted.
Thank you.
Steve will,
There's a piece of paper that we ought to do the whole thing now, we've got each individual one. And there's a piece of paper laying on everybody's desk.
Yeah.
That says, if approve a suggested motion. If you guys aren't happy with that, the way I wrote it, that's fine, I just thought I'd give you something to think about, that's all.
oh, okay, so now we actually have to make a motion.
For the whole thing.
For the whole thing,
Okay,
yeah.
I'm sorry.
And that's what I suggested for a motion, but you can do otherwise if you'd like.
Dave, I'll make a motion to approve the reduction of the lot frontage for the proposed parcel 2 of tax map 31, lot 84, from the required 75 feet down to 30 feet.
Motion's been made.
I second it.
Second, any discussion? Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, the motion is passed. I'm sorry, I got ahead of myself. I don't remember the time in Steve's, it take a while to get it to him.
We have 90 days to record that in the registry of deeds. It's in that ordinance if you want to. I think what you really ought to do is develop a plan, a survey, and you get that recorded along with a letter of approval, which I will make and Dave will sign.
Okay.
Anybody have anything further to add? It certainly is nice to see so many faces, even though they're covered, but.
That might be a good thing.
Okay, one other thing, we are short members, and we could use another member if anybody knows anyone that's interested. I'm getting pretty experienced at this.
Okay, I'll do it.
Well, we've already gone over our maximum amount of meetings in 1 year, so.
Yeah, right, one.
Two. All right, I'll entertain one more motion.
Move we adjourn.
I seconded it.
Seconded, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, all righty.
Thank you,
everybody.
Welcome.
Of all the boards, all the stuff, this is the best one to be able to.
I was on it for 2 years, I never had a meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one got mad at me. It's been great.
I can tell you, it wasn't like that on the planning board, I can tell you.
Mike, you busy?
Yeah, no. What's up?
I gotta get some stuff done on my truck. I'll bring it down, take a look at it, but I'd like to, when you're ready, drop it off and then try to get it, leave it on Monday and pick it up on Friday.
Yeah.
I'll take it all that
It's
stuff.
just, I got on the rock, I got a little rust spot by the mud flap mill, it's just, no screw rust, I just need.
Yeah, I'm there, drop it off sometime, or call me and I'll try and get it over.
Yeah, I'll go
Drop it down and look
down
at it.
make sure you don't need to get anything and all that.
Yeah.
I gotta have to adjust it.
Yeah, we bring them in, so we'll
Wax,
take care of them.
either stick wicked hard or.
Yeah, just either stop down, let me look at it, or,
Yeah, I'll come down, let you look at it, and,
and I'll just figure something out.
yeah.
brought the boss over.
All right.
Yep, need some protection.
You need protection, yeah. Take this, Dave.
Kyle, are you serious? You would like to be on the board?
I can do it if you need one.
Yeah, okay. I'll talk with Nicole. You'll have to get approved by the town council.
Okay. Do you think, I know it might take time to record and all that, and I gotta get the survey, but is there anything I can get from you that shows it's passed so I can proceed with my legal closing?
Yeah, what I'll do is I'll make up a letter,
Okay.
and Dave will sign it, and you'll have him in the office and sign it, we'll notarize it,
Okay.
and it will word that it was approved.
We're trying, it's a cash buyer, so I'm trying to get it done as soon as, you think we can get it, next week or something?
Yeah, let's see, Wednesday. Yeah, I actually, my week isn't shot this week, because I don't work on Thursdays anyway.
Okay.
For Thanksgiving, so by the end of the week, I'll have it.
Oh, perfect, thank you, appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for coming, young man.
Thanks, bye.
So that's the last meeting for the year, right?
No, you never know. You never know. I gotta go turn on, see a little control box here?
Oh, this is for your, online